All right, carry on. "30 seconds to showtime."
I'm here, man. I'm here.
And they're off. High hopes for this one.
So essentially this is the day 3 of the Chinese playoffs for the StarLadder qualifier slot. There are 2 slots available for the Chinese teams and 4 made it to this kind of double elimination qualifier format. Vici Gaming has already passed through. The HGT Hyperglory team has already been knocked out, and these are the 2 remaining teams. Whoever takes this best of 3 series will be going to Kiev alongside Vici Gaming to represent China. So pretty big deal for both sides. They've been working their way here for quite some time, and they are really the best, and we're going to see what they can do here.
The ancestors are expecting you.
Had to happen.
Yeah, so LaiG Gamer, we're going to be looking at Super, running that support Shadow Shaman, different Super than the one on Vici Gaming. And yeah, he's going to have his boots out pretty early here, and nice little kill there, giving him a hefty sum of gold to start off. Of course, on the safe lane alongside him is going to be 5400 on the Ancient Apparition, and XDD on the #1 position Doom. Then we do have on the solo mid XZ is going to be that Death Prophet, getting her bottle out right now, and on the bottom lane, on the off lane, it's going to be XTT, Room at Clockwork, only level 3 for now, but as the supports start roaming towards mid to try to pressure the Death Prophet, he'll get a little bit more space and find a few more levels here.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
Ours. Invisibility.
Yeah, I really think it comes down to initiation between either the Batrider or the Clockwork. Whoever's able to close distance either with Blink or Hook at more appropriate times and engage the fights on their terms is going to be able to really take the fights and take the tower subsequently. So both these teams like to snowball an advantage, and to start that advantage they need just one good pickoff. So Rabbit, he's going to be 2,000 gold off of the a Blink Dagger, the Clockwork only 2 levels away from Clockwork, so if in XTT we indeed trust, then LaiG Gaming I think will have a nice edge here, but if he might miss a hook or two and the Batrider pulls forward, then I really think that NewBee are definitely the caliber of team that can snowball that advantage.
Put the mic on now. Hello everyone in Dota TV world. That's my voice, and because of that I didn't miss a kill. Oh, this is great. Blaze. Batrider goes down eventually, and it looks like LaiG Gaming push ahead 2-0.
Yep, but we're going to see Death Prophet go down in the mid lane here. There was good movement between Mu and Sansheng. They've got a lot of negative armor between the Melt Strike, between the Acid Spray, so a ton of burst potential against a hero that doesn't naturally resist physical damage very well. But Hal rotates down bottom. He's going to have a fine time against Clockwork, but of course XTT will be getting his levels as well. So though it was very passive for the first few minutes, we're seeing it ramp up a little bit here, and yeah, this might be the last few times that we get to see some really passive laning phases, because all the major events are going to be played on 6.82, where we see more runes spawning, we see more activity, clashes, and control of the map in general. So I think there's going to be a lot more blood than just 3 kills at 6.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even fathom how many things are changing. You're talking there's going to be runes on both sides. This allows offlaners to move over with their own personal bottles. Bottle changing together, might be gone. You have an increased price. TP scrolls go down. I don't even know where to begin. Everything is just changing. Roche is in a whole different real estate environment. It's absolutely crazy. The game altogether is going to be flipped upside down. For me personally, Blaze, I'm looking forward to it. This has been getting a little bit stale for some time, and I'm really excited to see all the new changes. I know everyone else is as well. We got a rotation, though, coming in from LaiG Gaming here slightly to the north. They're looking to get something happening here on Mu in the mid lane. Ancient Apparition tries to turn the corner. Your first Cryptstorm Blant. That's not going to do a whole lot. You got the benefit of that sweet, awesome refraction, neglecting all that damage, and they're playing it patient as well. LaiG Gaming are going to go all the way through the back ropes here. XTT has to return back to his offlane. He wants to get that level 6 hook shot before he really begins the engagement. That initiation, though, is going to help very, very nicely. Overall, though, LaiG Gaming, the better they do off in this early laning phase, it's only going to get better for them, I'm going to imagine, down the road. All that big pushing favor with your Exorcism, with your Shadow Shaman wards. You got Clockwork jumping into the mix, making things a lot more trickier, and then, of course, an Ice Blast to set it all up. I really like their lineup a lot here, but, it's NewBee. It's hard to knock down NewBee. They're the team that I would imagine are going to be the favorites on paper.
Top towers
so
hurting.
We'll see if the crafty veterans can pull this one out, and no surprises, Death Prophet is going to be playing it very patiently here in the mid lane. Does do the 1 level in Exorcism. Not always the best level 1, but
Radiant's
we'll be able
mid
to get
tower
it done
could
if
use
they'd
a
like.
hand.
Easy illusion bottle up happening here, and going to make the full rotation all the way to the top lane.
So we're going to see just kind of counter push coming up from these guys here. They have a little bit with the Acid Spray. They're going to try to hold it, but that Exorcism just a mean cooldown pop. But one more creep wave, this tower should be going down, unless there's some major rotations coming in from NewBee. But with Rabbit just kind of farming up on the jungle, they don't really have that much control in the lane. We will see, however, a solo mid 1v1 pickoff is going to be a move, just really taking advantage of the fact that these psionic traps have been well laid, and of course that he has the level advantage over this Death Prophet. She's just, the Ancient Apparition. He's just not having the best of time trying to kind of hold space, just trying to find his Ice Blast while his team pushes top. But yeah, in the end, he's not a very durable hero, and he's going to be able to punish that.
Yep, and just like that, we get things evened all up here for NewBee. 2 for 2, and Moose still holds strong in the mid lane. Second to only Razor as far as CS goes. He's well in the front right now.
Dyer's mid
I'm
tower
going to have
could use
to
a little
manually
help.
click my net worth here as all my hotkeys are clearly not right. Hopefully I'll get it together for game number 2, or at least we'll probably get the proper caster in for game number 2 and underway. I appreciate your patience, as this was a very rusty start and, well, very out of the blue for me personally. But regardless, the important thing, we want to be able to bring the action to everyone watching here. And they do manage to push back here in the bottom lane, but rotations to come. Banana being very aggressive with this Mirana all over the place. Similar to what I like to do myself. Just get the arrows out there, try to catch what you can, and, well, they're not going to find a whole lot here in the bottom lane. It's XTT rotating back and over to this mid lane.
So, I mean, right now, at least they're holding the tier 1 tower. That's an important thing for them to have. Alchemist actually found his level 6 here, so he could actually transition into kind of a semi-carry type role here, where he goes in, later on gets the Grieval's Greed. It's not going to be nearly as impactful gold-wise as the early Devourer is now for XPP, but still it kind of gets them on half-even footing where they counteract Midas, thrown Midas, and eventually Alchemist can make some good impact. But now the wards will come down, the Shadow Shaman will get the laps on the tower, and he'll be halfway to a Blink Dagger.
Yep. Easy power pickoff happening on the top lane as you suspect with the benefit of those wards. And as far as if there's any sort of echo for you in the game, you can try muting yourself. This is an audio setup I just tinkered earlier today, so I didn't even have an opportunity to test it out or anything like that, so hopefully it works for the benefit. Oh boy. But first tower takedown going to be happening here, but about 11 minutes in, only 4 kills. It's just very, very quiet right now. And
yeah, we're going to see it ramp up pretty soon, though, I think. I mean, the Blink Dagger just came out for Rabbit. He's got smoke. He actually wants to go right on the Death Prophet, but do they have the damage follow-up? How? 2 points of static link. If we get some good face time with the hero, it should work out for them, but they're trying to bait Death Prophet a little bit further forward, and she's just not going to bite.
Nope, and it's just one of those things you always want to do, typically as your bat rider, pretty much any primary blink holder, is you want to be able to make the best of it. You don't want the opponents to know you got it and secured, and you want to try to get a secured kill for yourself, whether that's hiding under the smoke and just waiting patiently by a side shot, but he's not going to get anything. They actually going to go for their own smoke here on LaiG Gaming side. This might be a nice turn for him. It would probably be a little more convenient if they can bait out the lasso ahead, but obviously they don't know what's happening here, so they're going to shift on through to the side. Her smoke might pop here if she moves closer forward, and that's going to definitely raise a brow for Death Prophet, but they don't see it just yet. No opportunity to jump in, but there it is. Rabbit not going to bite. And instead we'll just continue to wait it out. Meanwhile, mid lane, you do have Banana and Moo slowly pushing up the hill here. And there's a jumping happening on the bottom lane. Rabbit grabbing out the Death Prophet, pulls XC all the way back. Hookshot not going to catch, though. Pulls out the Exorcism, retreats back up to the north, and will be able to get away. And now they're going to go for a counter initiation. How caught off from XTV, but he's happy to go toe-to-toe. They both fall with the Crypt Swarm. Coming in from the end right there. Super steps all the way back, and it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade after it's all said and done there in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, mid, it is NewBee putting pressure on this mid tier 1 tower, looking to get a little bit more from it. But wow, impressive play. It would have gone a lot better if the hook shot would have landed there, but nice positioning from Banana, able to stay far to the right and avoid it.
So I still think the Razor pickoff is really used there, but now they have to deal with Moo. He's on the front lines here, pushing down the tower just outside the range. He knows that they really can't do anything about it.
The Dire might want to mine the top tower.
And get the Hex Shackles maybe, but just comparing the movement speed of Super with only 340 MS to this Templar Assassin who's gone for a bit of a race car to phase the drums. She's at 372 with just out the phase active, without the drum active, so shouldn't really be closed in on without the Blink Dagger. The Super is still going to be saving up for him. But in the meantime, we're going to see a lot of performance. Maybe they'll be able to bring down Move at first.
Seems the Dire's big tower's been disowned.
Arrow gonna fly, not gonna be there, but they do get the tower. It's a nice profitable pickup for them. And they shift on back and look to rotate elsewhere here. It's prime target here properly in the top lane. XDD has built up his Doom to level 9 now. Have yet to see the debut of said Doom in the game thus far. He already has that mechanism complete. Midas already acquired here. Can decide to go more utility style if he'd like, but it's looks like on the agenda here for NewBee, as they gather more up here in the top, they just want to at least get this tier 1 underway. If a pickoff can come in their lap, they would love to have it here, but also LaiG Gaming, though, with an immediate smoke, they're looking to go right to the top here and maybe consider going for defense. And with this tower already falling quite low, I don't think they'll make it in time, but we might see a breakout happening here.
The Dire might want to mine the top tower. Dire's got one last top tower.
Get a little bit right. Hook shot will creeps though, and they don't cancel a single time. They didn't actually go for it yet.
Yep, he gets blasted back. This is going to be called out. They want to make it worth their while. Moo trapped into a corner, does get the TV off and fall, but it is Banana able to come out with the kill, taking down the support Shadow Shaman here for NewBee, and puts them ahead 4-3. So they get the tower, they get a nice little support takedown, and that's a lot of time for LaiG Gaming to shift all of their crew to the top lane, not to get anything out of it. So NewBee, very happy with that one. Step off, go back to the mid lane. Now your Razor at level 11 with a level 2 Eye of the Storm. Their pushing prowess gets a lot better here. Looks like he's got the Overclub in hand. Imagine building towards a BKB for himself. He's got a little bit of everything here. He's got the Wraith Band, he's got an Overclub and a ring. Bit questionable.
I think he initially thought about going for the mechanism and then decided that he wants to go for something else. I don't really find the BKB that valuable against Doom and Down Prop with LaiG, but considering it otherwise, of course, the access is always on the table to enable a little bit of extra push.
Definitely help out a bit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Shadow Shaman drops those boards. He's going to go right to his box here, too. But look at this, Sansheng looking to go for it. He's not going to find the target. Stumps himself right into the wards, but they're going to commit only half of them to doing damage on that and half towards the Razor. So these wards are going to end up becoming quick and easy gold. So, ooh, not the best opportunity for a push here for LaiG Gaming. And a swift rotation coming out from NewBee makes it not worth the while. And well, they get what they want.
Positioning right now, like LaiG Gaming engaging, as we saw up top, as all 5 wasn't enough because they really were just outmaneuvered by NewBee. They were able to get the lasso on the target they wanted to. The hook shot didn't connect, and I really think that's the defining aspect of these fights is just who really gets singled out individually. But so far, NewBee that are really throwing punches, and LaiG Gaming are looking to respond. Yeah, they don't have the...
Well, they got one more second. They got exorcism if they want to use it here. That might be the plan. NewBee pulling the trigger first. They're going jumping right in here. XTT going Moo and takes them down. New with immediate buyback here with the rotate in, and also Banana will fall. Sansheng ripped apart from the exorcism, and things are going terrible for NewBee right now. They lose 3 with the buyback, and well, I guess LaiG Gaming get what they want with those kills and step back. They're not committing any further for going to the tower. I guess they're happy with taking down the 3 and forcing Moo to pull out the buyback. So I guess it's all about the positioning, but that was a nice engagement for LaiG Gaming, and NewBee just trying to counter back with an early defense. It just doesn't work out. Exorcism is just not something you can really fight into unless you have the proper support.
Moo diving down pretty deep, but just going to get some StarLadder harassment on him as well as hitting the tower. Looking for the flanking arrow here out of the tree line would be really nice from Banana, but I don't think he's going to find it. He's tunneling even further in the trees.
Oh, right there, baby.
He really
Come on.
wants to find this pick off, but man, if XC just is at least looking at his camera right now, he should be able to see it going in just a moment here. But the slow, setting it up, is
Whoop. Got him! Right on the back end of that Shadow Shaman gets ripped apart. He's going to get a rabbit shot, the lasso up XC, bring him right into the woods here. Not going to be able to take him down. Only so much Firefly damage, and now Banana going to be forced to retreat. Or sorry, Rabbit rather going to be forced to retreat down to the side shop and steps back. But another swift takedown of the support here, even things up 6 for 6. And well, let me see if there. No, that's not my XP. There's my net worth graph. I had to find the proper hotkey, and it's about 3K, just slightly in favor of NewBee. And with that, they're going to keep their advantage here. Meanwhile, Doom still top lane, farming it out a bit right now, nearly 2K. So XDD though might be the dark horse here for LaiG Gaming as far as farming up on this core Doom. Do you think this is going to be something they can fall back on as far as if this pushing strat doesn't work out for them?
I mean, over time, Devour's going to give you a lot of income. He got the Midas fairly early on, too, so he'll be able to build up into kind of a core set of, like, the Shiva's Refresher, as well as possibly a Blink Dagger, still around the 35 to 40 minute mark. It would be that bad to get all those characters. All the same, every game that he's fighting, you're going to see NewBee bringing out new, bigger and better items themselves. We're going to see, looks like a BKB in both the and Razor, because obviously you can only do one target, and then, of course, the mech is going to be built up on the outlaws instead.
And like Gaming, use the advantage of those wards and their X's and go right into the roasting quickly taken apart. Newbie knew was happening. It's not something you want to fight into, but now, happy to fight after the conclusion of that. The X's is about to go down. XPD might be in trouble. Runs to the high ground here. That Aegis already getting popped out and used. The fight is going to be segregated here on each side. Once again, Death Prophet losing that Aegis. Gets caught out with Rabbit and pulled right back into the fight and taken down. Newbie might have handed over the roast, but they clearly take this fight. Take down 3 and lose none. And they're going to get a tier 1 tower on the back end of it. Fantastic play here from Newbie, playing it patient, weighing it out, knowing that they would not have the ward and much more duration of the exorcism at the back end of that roast fight. They're happy to engage at that point. So smart plays coming out from Newbie, gets them a big fight and another tower.
I honestly think that Doom could have killed the Razor there at the very least. He did have a lot.
Guess what's happening to Dire?
Up against a hero that was at the time level 12, it would have actually done a ton of damage, and Razor was already very low. But he was afraid of that purge, and if he had not gotten enough damage just by even
Looks like we lost one.
then he would have been turned around pretty hard. So just head for the hills. Like Gaming kind of panic, they scatter, and they're losing momentum. Like obviously they got kills early, but they need to keep that up because right now we see Newbie just getting stronger and stronger with every single fight. Beckman's about to be ready for Sansheng. Batrai's already got the core staff. That means a lot of the time these fights are going to be starting 5v4.
Yeah, and the longer this game goes, it's just even better for Newbie. Even their supports could become something of a problem. You got an Alchemist and a Marab, but they're happy to become cores in their own right, so this is just something that they would love to do, but for LaiG Gaming, as you see, they all smoke up gangbuster style, going right for the Ancient Pit. Ooh, this could get ugly. Look at the high ground. Sansheng very low already. Jump in, stop, not going to catch the number. Clockwork, looking to catch anyone else out. They do take down moves, so they get 1 for the benefit, and also this Ancient stack here is very, very nice. They go to clean it up, but hey, how's it going? Rabbit jumps in, gets a quick lasso here, pulls right back XTD, and they're going to try and trade 1-for-1. They get the redemption for their fallen Moo comrade here as LaiG Gaming pull back. They get a couple of the bounties off that Ancient Pit, but still hard to say who's really coming out on top, but this is going to help out a bit for LaiG Gaming. They pull out both the wombo combo of pushing towers here, I guess, the wards and the exorcism. Drops, ooh, arrow just behind, catches Shaman, man, he loves those arrows, eats it right up and gets bursted right down from Hal. Jumping forward, trying to corral up this Death Prophet like a rodeo with that lasso.
Radiant's mid-tower ain't doing
The tower is not going to get denied. Xiao Shaman gets his last laugh from the grave as he takes down the tower, but Swift farms up the worms here for Newbie. So, man, so what happens? Blaze, they take down 1-for-1 by the Ancient stack and get a bit of Ancients, and then they quickly turn around, do get the tower, but they lose their Xiao Shaman. Really hard to say who's coming out on top at that point, but still, as we talked about, Newbie, you know, if it's at this point with a Death Prophet Xiao Shaman on your team, and at 21 minutes in, you're still trying to take tier 1s, I think Newbie's doing pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's just the general mentality of it. I mean, yeah, they're committing a couple of BKB charges to make these fights happen, but in general, LaiG Gaming haven't gained that much ground across the map, and one big aspect of this is 5400's Aghanim Scepter isn't going to be coming out all that rapidly. Alchemist, even if he's not a core hero, is still very reliant on HP regen through the mech, through the chemical rage, so is making program 5400 still is making his way there, but it's going to be another 2,000 gold before actually balances.
That Alchemist mechanism is probably part of the reason why we saw Razor only briefly have that ring. It looks like a bit of a miscommunication on who was going to be the mech holder at first, but it does look like Hao is opted over, got hat BKB, and now a fresh new Ogre Club to add to the collection here. And now I would imagine this one is going to be the Aghanim Scepter to add that little pushing power, because as it goes on, then they can finally look to breach the high ground, and having that Eye of the Storm that much better makes things all the easier. And now Newbie all smoked up, looking to go right behind enemy territories. That Sentry Ward is not going to scout this smoke as they turn the corner, and they're going to see from the back end. XPT tries to jump the automatic figures out against X. Edge gets the last one swiftly forces away, and they lose down the Death Prophet. The price pick off right there, 5,400, and both supports very, very low. Ooh, managed to clean out the Clockwork. They're going to get the Shaman as well. Shaman falls. Triple kill for Moo. Biggest fight for Newbie thus far. This could be huge as they take down 4. Only that Dark Horse Doom in the mid lane to live here, but huge fight for Newbie. Fantastic rotation with the smoke. Catches LaiG Gaming with their pants down, and they really take advantage of it.
Yeah, they just absolutely weren't prepared for that in any capacity. I mean, they reacted okay with the massive.
Guess what's happening to Dyer's
It
bottom
only delayed their
tower?
deaths. It didn't prevent them from closing the distance because right now, as far as mobility goes, they have one force that offered disengage and
The Dyer
they
best do something about that bottom tower.
Once NewBee gets on a target, they stick really hard. With figures like Batrider, we see the traps coming into play, the concoction is a pretty short cooldown as well. So in general, once they get that distance closed, they're not going to be relenting until LaiG Gaming are in the grave. And in this case, XCD is fortunate enough to not have been in that fight at all because, honestly, there's not much that he could have done to save his fallen comrades. Moo will bottle up a regen, come and play a little bit more in the near future, but for now, it should be passivity until the next rush fight.
Yep, but the team fight overall coming out from NewBee is just going to get that much better, and Doom, being one of those kind of heroes that really likes to just focus down one person and really take him apart, is only going to do you so good for so long, and really the window of opportunity for LaiG Gaming is just slowly getting shut down while NewBee is just bursting through in their own right here. And I don't know, I'm feeling like it's going to be sooner than later that LaiG Gaming might need to consider their all-or-nothing play here. A lot of them gathered in their own jungle up here. I'm looking around. Do they have a smoke that they're planning to pull out here? None of them really do. Nope, none of them. But instead, maybe just doing a full congregation up here and maybe pushing down from the top lane. I'm really questioning what LaiG Gaming, what's their next move here? I mean, if let's say you're LaiG Gaming at this point, you're seeing that these fights are swiftly going the way of NewBee. Some of the biggest advantages you have, like going for a Roche, just quickly fall apart right at the conclusion. Like, what's your best bet at this point? Is it play it patient? Is it look for the pickoffs with your Doom, or just kind of go full brunt force still with your pushing power?
I would say you have to play it a little subtly. You have to play sneaky, you have to move about the map ways that you wouldn't expect, and you have to find that hopefully either the blink hacks or the... If you don't find a pickoff before the next rush respawn, which could be within the next minute, the next 4 minutes, we'll see, but then you're not going to be able to contest the pit. At this point, Batrider is just a little bit too close to his staff and the clear vision of the Firefly. He can evade it very well, and NewBee's going to be right behind him. So right now, the main objective is to actually get a clean Roche fight. And, of course, get a pickoff or two, and they need to be sneaky.
Radiant's top tower's taking
or
hits.
just punishing an overextension from the opposition. NewBee plays smart.
Waiting out for the Roche is definitely a good option here for LaiG Gaming, but it's knowing the right time to do it, because if you get a bit of a deja vu effect here, you go in for the Roche and NewBee are well aware, and you lose another big team fight. That could just as easily be the game at this point. So you got to make sure that when you're going for Roche, you either have already succeeded in getting a nice pick off for yourselves, or you just know that NewBee are not going to be prepared for it. So look for LaiG Gaming to play safe.
Like, there's a Jumptrue site just switched over to the Batrider just now. They have smoke, they have Moonlight Shadow, they have so many ways to catch you off guard, and LaiG Gaming, they feel blind right now.
They are blind. They're going towards the top, and Shao Shaman's like, I gotta get the hell out of here, and quickly gets out from the side shop area, and this allows NewBee to go on the assault here. Bit of a mission for him to see if they can catch anyone out. Even the trap laid out in ahead to see if they could scout anyone doing the creeps, but they're not going to be so lucky this go around. LaiG Gaming are out to the south on the opposite side of the map, going for their potential own push in the bottom lane, so NewBee not going to be successful this time. Instead, it's going to be Rabbit the first one to pull out from this mission. Goes promptly to that bottom lane. LaiG Gaming, though, I mean, look at this. They're all just, the buddy-buddy system is well in effect. They're holding hands here. They're like, we can't risk getting caught out. We want to make sure that when we engage, we are at 5. But we don't know what the hell
won't
NewBee
last
is.
much longer.
Yeah, they were actually aware of the smoke because of the way the creeps actually deported on the lane when the gen passed by, but now we'll see the Moonlight come out. They see how, so this is not going to work either. Yeah, LaiG Gaming, they saw the smoke coming, now they see the shadow coming, and they just avoid confrontation at all costs. Problem is, if they expend too many TPs up top, then maybe we could just walk straight into the pit, and there's very little that LaiG can do. So, yeah, don't want to disengage too far, just kind of stick around the general area and look for another opportunity. For now, though, the initiation just continues to favor NewBee as we stack up another blank. This one on the Alchemist. They're going to be able
what's
to just
happening to
really chase
Dyer's
down
bottom
whatever
tower?
chooses move.
If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, is what they say. Now, they're happy to even bring the fight towards them, and at this point, they're going to clear out this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane, and I wouldn't be surprised if either A, they press on forward and go right for the base, or they can step back and go for the Roche, which is now spawned. It is going to be option A here. They go right to the high zone, they pop up the Eye of the Storm, and LaiG Gaming need to consider putting up the fortification here, fighting, and jumping right into the fray here. Is Rabbit moving on forward, does not expend the ultimate just yet, instead using more of a zoning effect. It is San Shang breaking past, pulls out the stun, lands on STT, but they're not going
Radiant's
to capitalize
mid-tower's
on it. For
coming
now, they get
apart.
that nice tier 3. They shuffle all the way back, and maybe on the way out, they check out this Roche pit here. We'll see, but first base attempt here, successful for NewBee as they take down that
Radiant's
tier
top
3.
tower's hurting.
No, they can pretty much, even if they can't go for it, you know, they always have the ability to contest it. I mean, obviously they had the problem at the beginning, so they can leave when it's fun, but getting this ward vision taken care of with this gem, they feel so confident about it. They wait for one more ice blast to be used. If they see it anywhere across the map, they can just dive in the pit, or they can just kind of hold them hostage and say, okay, I need this Roche to get back in the game, and they're not going to be taking it without us being there. So they'll just stay in the closest area, look for an arrow into the pit if they try to go for it. That's where they'll just cement their advantage further with another one fight.
And we'll see here what the gameplay might be for LaiG Gaming. It's still working together as a group, but if you're all so clustered here and scared and worried about what the next move might be, this is a lot of farm time that pretty much these supports are never going to get. I mean, Xiao Shaman is just so close to getting to that level 11. The level 2 wards would just be oh so helpful. Obviously, Ancient Apparition, he is nowhere near. I guess he finally got the hold of his Blade of Alacrity, so only one step away from finally getting that Agnum Scepter at about, you know, hopefully the 35-minute mark, but not even a level 2 ultimate to, you know, boost it with. So things are really rough, especially support side here for LaiG Gaming. While you got Banana on the other side here, he's got his
Mid-tower could use a
Banana
little
picks
help.
ready to go, but 2.2k ready to spend if he'd like here. And they're pretty much corralling LaiG Gaming, though, into their own base here. And now they're just
Dire
worried on
couldn't
what's going
hang
to
on
happen
to that
out. They pick out a
mid-tower.
Swift Tower here, and it looks like NewBee might be looking to hold the base, jumping forward. Rabbit finds out Death Prophet, pulls her right back. They take her down. This is going to be enormous. Self-fuels for defense right here. XC about half-life. Retreats up to the high ground, gets the exorcism out. Now they're looking to turn, but that's 2 sets of double kills. 4 people taken down. How finally does fall, but only Clockwork will live to tell the tale of his fallen comrades as he shuffles back all the way and into the base. Whew. They do no base damage, but very confident with that takedown. They could decide to do Roche here, but they're not. They're going to commit, and they're like, hey, no, we want to get a lot more out of it. We might just go for this
Dire's
tier
bottom
3
racks
possible
ain't in
racks
a
if
happy
possible.
place.
Yeah, Moo's got the right click damage, that's for sure, so they're going to be able to just press the issue, try to force any buybacks that they might have. You know, they do
Rough
have
day for Dire's bottom racks.
Headshot in 10 seconds, XTT might look for a flank into an ice blast. Not confident in his own survivability, but if they can just
The
get
Dire's bottom racks got
anything to try to
problems.
get back into this, now's the time, because they just lost racks.
The Dire's
and
bottom
they don't
racks
have
is
any
done
control over
for.
the Roche pit. They need to find a pick. They need to just go in and say, cut their losses.
Yeah.
Something has to happen.
I mean,
Just gotta get
this game is quickly going down the tube. You might as well just give it all you got before you go. I mean, I would imagine they could potentially have a second go, but for now, they're just going to bully themselves down this mid lane. This could be the all or nothing for them. Death Prophet leading out the front right here with, you know, getting the solo XP for now, getting that level 16 would probably be the best bet if they wanted to make it a big happen here. But no, hi, how's it going? My name's Rabbit. I got a lasso. I'm going to take you back to the fight and rip your line apart. How's it going? Yeah, blasted it apart. There was your all or nothing play. And yeah, dead just like that. NewBee, one more. They'll lead forward. Super. Going to be the next target. Dude comes in, trying to save the front for his team, but Moo says, nope, I'm dominating right now. And the Death Prophet does swiftly buy back, but she is way behind, far from this fight. Doom, though, focused on Rabbit. Rabbit with low man trying to get away, but here comes Hal, blasting out the eye of the storm and quickly rips down the Clockwork. Fantastic pickoff right there, and even Banana falling. Happy to spend the buyback to get back into this one. Meanwhile, still on pursuit XTD. Very, very sticky here with 5 charges. That's going to be GG. LaiG Gaming have had enough here, and NewBee take them down in this
That's a
first
win
game.
for Radiant.
I really just love for LaiG It's the ancient apparition is one of the kind of settle things down, farm up the next scepter gradually, and try to take fights from there because they did have at least something going for them at that point in time. But they didn't have any control of their map. They had no jungle to farm. They had no lanes to farm. There was constant pressure from NewBee after they kind of tilted things in their favor with 1 or 2 good fights. And yeah, from that point forward, LaiG needed to take risks. They had smoke. They didn't really use it. And they just didn't get back control of the map. So NewBee, they really did show what they could accomplish with those BKBs, with that mech, and with that blink initiation.